Existed stories that anyone who will enter inside the tomb of Tutankhamun, he will be murdered. This text is not true. And Lord Carnarvon's death, 3 months after the discovery, also many stories happened to him. But I will tell you, I never really believed in the curse of the pharaohs.
When we come back, a preview of some of the many treasures that will be on display in a brand new exhibition that will make its North American debut at the Atlanta Civic Center this fall. Many decades have passed since the discovery of Tutankhamun. Today, the sands of Egypt still hide many mysteries. Dr. Zahi Hawass is presently conducting his own archaeological expedition near the pyramids and the Valley of the Kings, where preliminary finds have revealed the entrances to 2 new tombs.
Over 26 tombs for kings existed in this place, and more than 37 tombs for non-royal kings. But still, the valley never explored well, because there is many tombs of kings that never discovered until now, like the tomb of Ramses VIII and the tomb of Thutmose II, and all the queens of Dynasty 18, they should be buried here. All the excavation that has been done here, done by foreigners. And that's why I started the first Egyptian expedition in the valley, between the tomb of Ramses II and the tomb of his son, Merenbetah. You have this big mound that I always believed that the tomb of Ramses VIII should be existed here. We have been excavating in this place since November 2007, and actually we came through a major discovery. You can see how really this area was completely covered, and our excavation revealed the beginning of the tomb. It shows stairs coming down, and if you look down here, you can see that this is exactly the same style of KV63. I really cannot say if this royal tomb or non-royal tomb, because as we know, in the Valley of the Kings, the king can bury anyone. Looking at each tomb of the 63 tombs that found in the Valley of the Kings, each one has a story, each one has magic, each one is a mysterious place. And that is the pit that can lead us to the entrance of a new tomb, KV64. And if we discover another intact tomb, the people will talk about this tomb all their lives. It will take the glory from King Tut.
Excavators from all over the world work in Egypt, and a large group of Americans have been excavating at the site of Abydos, the area sacred to the god Osiris. And Dr. Joseph Wegner of the University of Pennsylvania recently began uncovering the unusual burial of a Middle Kingdom pharaoh.
We're here at South Abydos excavating the tomb of Senwosret III. He's a king of the 12th dynasty who built one of the most magnificent tombs in all of Egypt, a huge underground tomb in which he was probably buried. And we're excavating this tomb to recover evidence on the nature of the burial of this king. This place is a great laboratory for studying ancient Egypt. At this particular site, we have a royal tomb, we have a temple, we have cemeteries of local people, we also have a town. So many aspects of ancient Egypt are reflected in the remains here. Most of my work has been here at Abydos. I've worked at a number of other sites in Egypt, Saqqara being the main one. My true love is for Abydos, however, the reason being this is one of the greatest ancient centers of ancient Egyptian civilization, but in many ways one of the least explored. Despite there being more than 100 years of work here, everywhere we look, we're discovering new things. And so, there are many centuries, in fact, of future excavation here, I think.
But excavating is only part of the ongoing work in Egypt. Conservation is at least as important. Pollution and other negative environmental conditions threaten Egypt's existing monuments and artifacts. As excavations reveal new finds, they too are subject to extensive damage. All of us now need to be concerned about the future of the past.
I sometimes close tombs. This is the only way to preserve them. Like I close the tomb of Seti. It's a unique tomb that cannot be repeated. And I would like to close the tomb of Tutankhamun, but this will come through the site management program that we are doing not only for the Valley of the Kings, but almost for every site in Egypt.
The pyramids and the Sphinx and the treasures of Tutankhamun provide a glimpse into Egypt's past. Its legacy, however, is so much more. Egypt's great architects gave the world building techniques and elements we still use today. Their scientific knowledge produced medical papyri and the first scene of medical implements. They created the world's first zodiac, and their artists produced some of the most beautiful and accomplished statuary of all times. Over the years, the sands of Egypt have revealed many of these treasures, and today we have a rare opportunity to see a large group of them, along with more than 50 artifacts from Tut's tomb. Since 1922 and through the 70s, Tut mania has gripped the world, and now once again, Tutankhamun returns to the United States in all his glory. Tutankhamun, the Golden King and the Great Pharaohs is a new exhibition from Arts and Exhibitions International in cooperation with Egypt's Supreme Council and National Geographic.
Well, this is a great opportunity for Atlanta. People were very disappointed when the first Tut show in the 1970s bypassed Atlanta. We've waited a long time for this show to come to Atlanta, and it was well worth the wait because this show is much larger than the original Tut show.
This exhibit includes spectacular artifacts from Tutankhamun, but even more. It details not only the discovery, reign, and burial of the best-known Egyptian pharaoh, it presents a comprehensive analysis of ancient Egyptian pharaohs over a span of more than 2,000 years. Amenemhat III reigned during the Middle Kingdom from around 1818 BC to 1772 BC, during a time of prosperity and peace. His body is youthful, but his features show a more mature ruler. These mythical creatures, with the head of a king and the body of a lion, embody the authority of the pharaoh with the power and virility of a lion. Sphinxes often guard an entryway or define a boundary. The most famous is the Great Sphinx of Khafre at Giza, a momentous structure carved out of a single piece of stone, standing over 65 feet tall. It guards the front of Khafre's pyramid complex. Senenmut, a famous architect, was thought to be Hatshepsut's lover. He was also tutor to her daughter, Princess Neferuri. Here we see him affectionately embracing the young child. Pets, mostly cats and dogs, often appeared on monuments. This limestone sarcophagus was carved for the pet cat of Akhenaten's older brother, Prince Thutmose. Thutmose was first in line for the throne, but died before he could become king. Itisheddu was an overseer of tomb builders during the times of Khafre and his father Khufu. These statues are unique because they show a low-ranking official at different stages of his life. Here we see a proud older man, comfortable with his social status. This simple bed, made of white painted wood, was found in the antechamber of Tutankhamun's tomb. The mattress is made of woven reeds, and the bed's legs are in the form of lion's feet. Egyptians most likely lay with their heads toward what we would consider the foot, and their feet toward the headboard.
I hope that people will take away from this exhibit an appreciation for